Video solutions for Unit 7 packet, the systems of linear equations. And we're doing substitution method. 133 through 142. And we've already done the first two. Okay, so those are already done. All right. Okay, so when we solve a system of linear equations, we can't just solve one equation at a time because it has two variables. So we have to get one of those equations so it only has one of the variables. So we either have to get rid of the y's or get rid of the x's. And so we do that using a method called substitution. Okay, how do I know I want to use that method? Because I'm going to look, and in my two equations is one of the letters already by itself, like y equals or x equals. So in this instance, I already have y equals. Okay, right there. So I'm going to highlight that. So y equals that. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that y equals, and I'm going to substitute it right here where the y is. So in other words, this y up here is now going to be negative 3x minus 18. And so when I write it, what you'll notice, okay, that's, oops, except for make sure you, so negative 3x minus 18. Then I still have my minus 3x. That equals 0. That's why I highlight this so I know what's left. Oh, that's what's left. Right, because see, I put this right here. I put this right where the y was. So I still have this minus 3x right there. And I still have the equals, and I still have the 0. Okay, so in other words, this right here was the y, right? Right there. Yeah. So this used to be, if I give you a little highlighter thing, this used to be the y. Get it? See y minus 3x? There it is, y minus 3x. But we know y is negative 3x minus 18, so I just replaced them. Okay. And now what we have is an equation where I know I only have one letter in it. Alright, so let's do our same change switch. Okay, do I have to do this property? Combine like terms? Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be negative 6x plus negative 18. Okay, variables on both sides?
When you have equation.
Do I have variables on both sides? No. No. Okay, so this is just a two-step equation. So opposite of the number, opposite of the operation. So you got to know how to solve equations. Okay, so x is going to be equal to
3. Negative 3.
Negative 3. Now, I know one of them. I got to know the other one. So how do I figure out what y is? What y is? Yeah, because I know x is negative 3. But I got to know y too. Because remember, it's a point on the graph. These two equations would give me lines that would intersect.
You put it in for x.
Put it in for x. So it doesn't matter which one. Let's put it right here. So I have y minus 3, and this would have been my x. But now it's going to be negative 3, and then that equals 0. Okay. Okay, so do your math. Okay, so let's say change switch. So y plus, what's negative 3 times negative 3? Oh, 9. And then get rid of the 9. And y equals?
0. No.
Negative 9. So x is negative 3. And y is negative 9, so there's my ordered pair. If I were to graph these two lines, they would intersect at negative 3, negative 9, which would be in the third quadrant. Okay, so again, I don't want to graph, so let's use substitution. So which letter are we going to substitute for?
X.
Yeah, because x is by itself. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it where that x is right there.
Is it
So,
like,
Well, because it's by itself. X equals.
oh,
It doesn't have a y equals. If I wanted to substitute for y, I'd have to solve for that y right there. That'd be a lot worse. So I have 4, and then I'm going to put the negative 3y plus 13 where the x was. Then I'm going to finish rewriting it. That's substitution. I got that. All right, now let's go ahead. Same change switch. Okay, distributive property. I'm going to speed up a teeny bit. So that's negative 12y. Plus 52 plus negative 4y. So you got to do all your calculations. Okay, do I need to combine like terms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over.
Yep, so that's negative 16y plus 52 equals 20. Do I have variables on both sides?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I
Is there variables over here?
No.
And 20.
No, okay. So, opposite of the number, opposite of the operation. That's why it was important when we did this unit to get good at it in practice, because you're going to have to do a lot of it in algebra. Okay? Divide by negative 16, and you can't make mistakes on your integers. So what's negative 32 divided by negative 16?
Positive.
2. All right, so now to find the x, we have to substitute. Okay, which one do you want to substitute the y in? Which one would be better, first or second one?
Second.
Wait, what?
The second.
First one would be, because x is already by itself. So I have x equals negative 3, then put 2 where the y is, and plus 13. So x equals negative 6 plus 13. So what does x equal?
Oh. 7.
Positive 7. So your ordered pair where they intersect would be 7, 2.
Oh,
All right.
I can go back.
No, you can watch your video later. Or we'll go back at the end. Okay, 137. What am I going to substitute for?
X.
X, because it's already by itself. Okay, so I'm going to put negative 4y plus 29 right there. All right. So, okay, you need to now watch this, though, or you're going to get behind in that one. Okay, so what is my new equation going to look like? Tell me.
5 and the parentheses.
Good.
Yeah.
Here 4y plus 29.
There you
plus-
go.
Plus
No, 20. Plus 20. No. Yeah, plus 2y.
2y.
Y. Okay.
There you go.
I'll put it at 22.
Good. All right, let's do the distributive property. So that's negative 20y. That's going to be 145. Okay. What do I combine here? Negative 20, positive 2, all right? So that's negative 18y plus 145 equals 37. Okay, do I have variables on both sides?
Nope.
Okay, so it's just opposite of the number,
Operation.
opposite of the operation.
Really easy ones.
All right, what is that? 145 minus 37 would be 108, and it's negative, though. Okay, divide by negative 18, divide by negative 18. All right, so the first thing, a negative divided by negative is a positive, and then 108 divided by 18 would be 6. All right, so now, take your 6, substitute it back in for y. It would make more sense putting it here than here, because x is already by itself. So x equals negative 4 times 6 plus 29. So do that. So x equals negative 24 plus 29. So what does x equal?
3.
5.
5, because that's 29.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so my ordered pair is 5, 6. Again, that means if I were to graph both of these, they would intersect at 5, 6, which is in the first quadrant. Alrighty, which variable am I going to substitute for here?
Y.
Y.
Why? Because that's what's by itself. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put it right there. Alright, so what's my new equation going to look like?
5 parentheses negative 2x
There
plus 11
There you
minus
go.
2x equals 31.
Excellent. Alright, same change switch. Okay. So do that. So we're going to get negative 10x plus 55 plus negative 2x equals 31. Okay, we're going to combine like terms. So I have x's and x's there. So that's negative 12x plus 55 equals 31. I don't have variables on both sides. So just a two-step equation. Opposite of the number, opposite of the operation. Okay, that would be more negative and
20.
subtract, huh? Okay, then divide by negative 12. And most times these are going to come out to be nice numbers. So if it comes out to be a rotten fraction, you need to double check your calculations or even your original substitution. So just positive 2. All right. So if I substitute that back in, we'll put it right here where that x is. So I have y equals negative 2 times 2 plus 11. So let's just do this one in our head. Y equals with negative 2 times 2.
4. No, negative.
Negative 4.
Negative 4 plus 11 is
16.
negative 4
Oh.
plus 11. I lost $4,
Seven.
but I gained 11.
7.
7. So my ordered pair would be what?
7. No.
7.
Now, do you want us to write out the order pair?
Well, if you have these two answers and they're easily seen, they're so circled or whatever, no, that's fine. But here it's all in one answer. And since we've been talking about graphing, that's also the place where these two would intersect.
What do we do? We do 1 plus 3.
All right. So which one are we going to substitute for here?
Y.
Y.
Okay. Again, this is easy.
So it's all by
So
itself.
there we go, and then I just put it right where that y is. Okay. So what would it be this time?
5 parentheses, negative 3x plus 29.
So that was my y.
Minus
That one
5x.
where the y is.
Minus 5x.
And I just finished it up. Okay, change switch. All right, do the distributive property. Negative 15x plus 145
It's kind of adds like a bunch of lessons.
plus negative 5x equals negative 15. Okay, combine. Oh yeah, if you don't know how to solve equations, it's going to be pretty hard to do this.
Like 3 lessons they did.
Substitution,
Yeah.
then solving equations, and then substitution again. And also realize that if you know this, if I ask you to tell me a certain point, if a certain point is a solution to this, you know that you would just substitute the x and y in for these to figure it out. Okay, I'll show you in a second what I meant by that. Okay, so that's going to be negative 160.
Oh, what?
Divide.
Oh, my bad.
Divide. So what does x equal?
Oh. X
8,
equals
right? So I know 8 can be put in for the x's. So let's put it in right there. So y equals negative 3 times 8 plus 29. So let's just, y equals what? What's negative 3 times 8?
Times 8 is 21
Negative 24.
24.
So even if you do it in your head, you can make little marks. Now what's negative 24 and positive 29? There you go. So we know that our point of intersection would be 8, negative 5. So now if I actually came to you and said, well, gee, let's say we hadn't done any of this work, and I said, is this a solution to that system? If you were to put 7, 4 in there, would it come out true?
No.
No, because we already know from our work that this is it. But on your quiz, for example, on Monday, I'm going to do that. So there's 2 ways. You can either substitute back in and see if it comes out true, or you can solve it and get your answer there.
This is a lot easier once you just know how to do it.
Okay, what am I going to substitute for?
X.
X.
Okay, so I'm going to take that and put it right there.
X.
So this is a little different how it's set up. So I got negative 4,
negative 5, minus 8,
y.
Oh,
y minus 8, plus 3.
No. Got to look up there. Double.
plus 32.
No.
Equals.
It's equal.
to the Y.
Equals. Oh, okay.
So like I said, it's a bit different. So you got to be careful how you substitute. Okay, say change switch. So that's going to be positive 20y, positive 32. Okay. This time I don't have to combine like terms, but I do have to move variables. So I'm going to move this one over to here by doing the opposite of 3y, which is negative 3y. And then in the same step, I'm going to take this number part and move it to the right. So my teacher used to say variables to the left, numbers to the right. So now I'm going to do the opposite of that. It just saves you one step. Just know what you're canceling, so you know what's left. So that's 17y, and that's 0.
So it's
Well, divide by 17, and then you're still going to get the same answer. So y equals
17.
No,
Zero.
zero.
Oh,
Okay.
slot, okay.
So in other words, it's going to be on what axis?
Or-
It's gonna, no, it's going to be on what axis? It's going to be on the x-axis because I'm not going up or down.
Sure.
Okay, whenever y is 0, that gives me my x-intercept. So these two lines are going to cross actually on the x-axis too.
All right.
Okay, so now let's substitute it in
X.
right here. So x equals negative 5 times 0 minus 8.
Plus
So x equals
0.
0 minus 8. So x equals,
Wait, no.
and that would be, yes, negative 8. So my point is negative 8, 0. So it's going to, they're going to cross at the x-axis at negative 8.
I'm writing these down.
yes.
You're supposed to write it down.
Oh.
You should be able to keep up. Now you got to watch a video. Okay, what do we substitute for?
Y.
Okay,
And
so here I'm going to put that there. All right, so it's going to be negative 4 times negative 3x minus 1 plus x. So that's sometimes the first trap is kids don't look up here and make sure that they put it in the right place. That's what I'm highlighting. The only thing I'm changing is the highlighted part. Everything else stays where it's at. Okay, so again, if
12x
you would do that, 12x
minus
plus 4 plus x equals negative 9. Because negative 4 times negative 1. Okay, I have to combine 12x and x. So that's 13x plus 4 equals negative 9. Don't have variables on both sides, so two-step equation. Opposite of the number.
Separation.
Make sure you add here and not subtract. So that's going to be divided by 13. So x equals what?
0. No, wait.
No.
That's, is that what's that? Is that
I don't think what I did.
13. Oh,
Come on.
30? Wait, 1.
That's a sign.
Negative.
Negative divided by positive.
Negative.
Always do the sign first. Okay, now substitute that in, probably this top one. So y equals negative 3 times negative 1. Okay, so figure that out. What does y equal?
Y.
It's kind of a goofy one.
4
So
plus.
this is multiplication.
Oh.
What's negative 3 times negative 1?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
What's a negative times a negative?
Oh, plus.
Plus times 1.
So the
Now it's 3
negative
plus
two.
negative 1.
Y equals 2.
That wasn't
Yeah, well, that's the same as all the rest. Okay, last one. What do we substitute for?
Y.
Okay, tell me what it is. It's going to be my new one.
Parentheses, negative 4x.
No,
Oh, wait. Right. No, negative 3, parentheses, negative 4x, plus 17 equals negative 7.
no. Missed something.
No, minus x.
Equals 8.
Minus x.
Okay, minus x. We're doing this right here.
Oh.
Got to pay attention how you're substituting.
I can get you.
Okay? So tell me my next step. Finish it up.
You said change opposite? No, you're right. Just right. Yeah, sure. It'd be positive 12 x plus 17.
No, you didn't do the second part of the distributed property.
Oh, yeah, I know. My bad.
I'll tell you when that's negative 51.
And then 17 drops it off.
No, come on, you didn't finish.
Plus x.
Plus x.
Negative 7.
Okay, you're being careless.
Oh.
In other words, the only thing I did is distributed property. Everything else stays the same.
Alright.
And I do everything above and below each other. So, what's next?
Plus negative x.
Negative x.
There we go.
No, you said plus x, and I have the video to prove it, man.
Darn.
Okay, what's the next step?
It's combine my terms.
Okay, so what's that going to be?
Positive x. So that'd be 13x. Right?
12x and negative x.
Oh, wait a minute. Because I thought we were 61.
Okay.
On both sides.
What will we get?
And then we get 42. No, 44.
Okay. And that's good because now when we divide by 11, x equals,
4.
okay, you got to know your math x. That's why we're doing the math pop. Okay, now let's substitute 4 back right here for x. And y equals negative 4 times 4. Notice I use parentheses, so I know it's substituted. Okay, so what's negative 4 times 4?
16. Or, 16.
Negative 6.
Okay, what's negative 16 plus 17?
1.
So my thing is 4, 1.